In 1855, the first lock was constructed in Sault Ste. Marie. Since then, a new lock has been built just about every 19 years to meet demand for the iron ore being mined at the west end of Lake Superior. The seventh and last lock was built back in 1959, and after decades, help is finally on the way. Corey Adkins explains in this special report the state of the locks.
We have this game that we play in Washington where Congress will authorize a project, and people think that that project is going to happen. But until Congress actually appropriates the money for it, then that project does not happen. And that's partially what's been happening. We've been authorizing the locks, but we haven't been appropriating the funding for the locks.
Finally, 32 years after Congress approved building the new lock, some of the money has been appropriated. But that doesn't mean the Army Corps of Engineers turns its back on the two locks we still use.
Right now, almost 100% of all the iron ore mined in the United States is passing through this facility. So that's really important for our steel industry.
And the big one, of course, that we're so concerned with today is the pole lock, which is 51 years old today. Even the MacArthur lock, built in 1943, is 76 years old. This is incredibly old infrastructure. This needs to be repaired, it needs to be replaced.
And it is. The Army Corps was just funded over $50 million for a major rehabilitation.
Our funding is very good this year. It's keeping us really busy, which is great. We really like that.
And that's great, but to rehab the locks, they have to be drained. And they do this during the winter when nothing is easy because of the weather.
They're in the elements, and that's a critical job right there. That has to be finished here before we rewater.
There's a lot going on inside the locks this winter. Even something as simple as putting stairs in the chambers.
We've had crews assemble and put together these new stairwells and handrails to make safer access down in the chamber here.
When boats lock through the Po, there's about 40 feet of water from top to bottom. Guess where all that debris from Lake Superior goes?
The Po has a unique underfloor drainage system, tile drainage system that gets plugged up and really causes us a lot of issues when we dewater. And so the guys are actually jetting out a lot of those pipes right now and trying to get that cleared up.
Sometimes it has to be done by hand.
You got a 4-foot manhole, about 4 foot solid of small aggregate down there, and send somebody down there to clean it up. The vacuum truck's broken right now, so we're going to have to hand muck it.
Bag by bag, they muck out years of debris so these pumps can pump all the water out. You'd be surprised how old they are. Those pumps are 105 years old.
That's right. Yep. They're actually they're running today. That's how we dewired the two locks this winter.
They're replacing the gudgeon pins on the gates. These allow the gates to open and close.
It hasn't been changed in quite a long time, and one of the goals that we're doing for winter work is to slowly replace these.
These repairs, never easy. Imagine welding 40 feet in the air on an aerial lift in the whipping wind.
You have to work with the wind a little bit when it sways. You kind of get used to the motion a little bit. We are going to identify repairs and cracks on the gates and then go ahead and weld them up.
That's so we can extend the life of that gate another 15 to 20 years. That'll help us get through completion of a new lock.
Incredibly important work on one of the most vital pieces of infrastructure in our country.
And those things will be able to be done when we have a new lock, because we'll be able to lock ships through the new lock while we're actually doing this work. We can take the Po out of service to do a major rehab.
They have certainly done a marvelous job of maintaining the facility to the best that they possibly can, again, given the level of appropriations that they have.
For 9 and 10 News, I'm Corey Adkins.